reframing for strategic creativity. An aspect of reflective practice that we can consider at this point is how we look at reflective thought, how we define reflective thought. And in this way, we can begin to look at taxonomies of reflective thought. A taxonomy is simply a definition. It's the study of the system which is used to define, describe something. And what researchers into teaching and learning and into the process of reflection have done is to begin to define taxonomies in order to support the process of reflection. And what these taxonomies will always do is define levels of thinking and knowing, levels of reflection, starting from perhaps basic or foundation, maybe even simple levels, through to critical and advanced levels of thinking and knowing and reflection. And what a taxonomy does for the reflective practitioner is provide a structured framework to move from absolute knowing through to contextual knowing. So for teachers, critical reflection is the type of reflection which is most closely associated with models of teaching and models of reflection which we've looked at in the past. Some of the foundation models we were looking at. For example, Dewey and Schoen both define processes for reflection which taxonomies tend to reflect quite closely. And essentially, taxonomies will look at aspects of teaching and aspects of knowing, but within a contextual frame. And that contextual frame can be the moral and the ethical considerations that the teacher has to confront in the classroom. The taxonomy, therefore, categorizes thinking into defined levels for the reflective practitioner. And these levels identify the quality of thinking that takes place, the quality of reflection that takes place for the reflective practitioner. And we can look at a very simple taxonomy where the process is divided into 3 distinct levels. The first level is non-reflective action. Non-reflective action is essentially absolute knowing, is the point where the reflective practitioner is describing, noticing experiences, events, problems, and is starting to put these into the framework, starting to conceptualize them in order to begin to challenge, to explore, investigate these issues and experiences. So non-reflective action sounds unproductive, but in reality it's a very significant foundation start of any taxonomy. Although it is considered non-reflective, without this process reflection can't take place. The next level, of course, is reflective action. This is where the description, where the information we have has been challenged, and we're starting to explore new approaches, to think differently about the roles that we have, and to begin to reframe our understanding and knowledge. Once we have engaged with reflective action, as a reflective practitioner, we're able to move to what is known as premise reflection. This is where we're working at a much more conceptual level in terms of our thinking, rather than a very practical level. In terms of conceptual learning, then, premise reflection is very important, because this is where we're able to look at the frames that we're using and begin to challenge our thinking.